I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me. How do I keep going? I don't know.
And joining us now is neuropsychologist Dr. Judy Ho. And Aaron, it's hard to watch that.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not you.
That's all right.
And what?
You don't want to be me. Just give me a second, okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Take all the time you need.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Well, when you watch that.
Yeah, I just saw my dad. I just loved him. I miss him so much. I just miss him a lot. So it's been really tough. I haven't even had the courage to spread his ashes in Tampa Bay yet.
How do you reconcile the love of your father and losing him, and then yet earlier you acknowledged that your father had put a to your head and fired it?
Oh my goodness, y'all won't believe the storm that's brewing around Sean Diddy Combs. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse for him after those indictments, the situation has exploded into something even bigger. We're talking about a staggering 25 lawsuits alleging inappropriate relationships with individuals. And trust me, this is just the beginning. And while everyone's been whispering about his connections to Justin Bieber and Usher during their early careers, there's a new name that's just been thrown into this mess that's going to break your heart. Aaron Carter. Get this. Aaron supposedly first met Diddy when he was just 9 years old. The allegations surrounding this connection are sending shockwaves through social media. Every single time we think we've hit rock bottom with this scandal, another layer of darkness emerges. At this rate, we might be witnessing the biggest scandal Hollywood has ever seen.
Aaron Carter! I just want to make everyone happy and just love and do my music. Do you honestly think that that's the definition of a meth head and a crackhead? Teaching my niece her first dance moves, making music on my bed.
Let me take you back to when Aaron Carter was the sweetest little superstar in the making. This precious child was absolutely incredible. At just 9 years old, he dropped his first album and completely took over the music industry. Everyone thought this adorable, talented boy was destined for greatness, set to have this amazing, long-lasting career. But oh honey, you know how these Hollywood stories go? The brighter they shine, the harder they fall. And fall he did, but not just because fame is tough on kids. No. There's something much darker here. Inside sources are saying Aaron might have been a victim of Hollywood's toxic underbelly and manipulation. But here's what really gets me. They're saying his own parents might have known about the horrible things he was going through and just looked the other way. Can you imagine your own parents choosing fame over protecting their baby?
Aaron Carter was despicable, though, because he begged for help in front of the world. He begged for financial support to help get him a private security team to keep him alive. He said on numerous occasions, if anything happens to me, I promise you, I am not suicidal. And no one said anything.
Silence breaker for my brother, who is a artist, and now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life, and they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me, and Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million. They owe me money, and they're trying to off. And I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can, so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe.
Now let's talk about another child star who knows exactly what it's like to be thrown to the wolves, Justin Bieber. Just like Aaron, Justin was pushed into the spotlight way too young, exposed to Hollywood's darkest corners before he could even understand what was happening. But here's where their stories diverge a bit. Justin was a few years older, around 13, when Scooter Braun discovered him, still just a baby, but those few extra years might have made all the difference in the world. But wait until you hear this bombshell. The youngster was handed over to Diddy for what was supposed to be a mentorship. Sound familiar? The parallels to Aaron's story will make your skin crawl, and what happened next is absolutely mind-blowing. Reports say that Usher, who won the battle to sign Justin, actually signed over legal guardianship of this child to Diddy for 48 hours back in 2009. Ever since those 2 days, just 2 days, the baby singer was never the same. And if that's not disturbing enough, there's this viral video that's resurfaced showing Justin and Diddy together, and it's sparking intense conversations on social media. In the clip, you can literally see Diddy cutting Justin off mid-sentence, almost like he's warning him to keep quiet. The way he stops Justin just as he's about to say something important, it'll give you chills.
Well, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
It's absolutely wild how we all missed these red flags for over a decade. Now that fans are rewatching all this old footage, they're absolutely shocked at how obvious the tension was between Justin and Diddy. And hold on to your seats, because there's another video making rounds that shows poor Justin literally shivering when Diddy confronts him about not staying in touch anymore. The fear in that boy's eyes, it's heartbreaking.
Good, how are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, you know, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Yes.
I can't even wrap my head around how many warning signs we all missed for over a decade. Looking back now, all those little moments that seemed so innocent at the time paint such a disturbing picture of what these young stars were going through. Poor Aaron Carter and Justin Bieber. They were just talented kids trying to make their dreams come true in an industry that apparently saw them as prey. You know what breaks my heart the most? The very people who should have been protecting these children, their guardians, their mentors, those industry bigwigs, were reportedly so blinded by dollar signs that they completely failed these kids. And here's where it gets even more twisted. There's speculation that Usher, who handed Justin over to Diddy for that mentorship, might have been caught in the same toxic cycle himself. Think about this. Usher was only 13 when he was sent to live with Diddy for an entire year under the guise of mentorship. If Justin was supposedly never the same after just 48 hours with Diddy, can you imagine what an entire year might do to a child? While none of this has been officially confirmed, there are just too many creepy similarities and whispered stories to brush it all off as coincidence. For years now, fans have been begging for someone to expose all the dark corners of the entertainment industry, to tear it all down and build something better. But honestly, the chances of that happening, well, let's just say there are a lot of powerful people who probably want to keep things exactly as they are. People just can't get their heads around what might have happened at that infamous puffy flavor camp Diddy ran. Even Usher, who lived through it himself, publicly declared that he would never let his children stay with Diddy. Let that sink in for a minute. He flat out said there was no way he'd ever send his own son to a Puff Daddy flavor camp. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about what went down there, I don't know what will. Aaron Carter's story is perhaps the most heartbreaking reminder of what this ruthless industry can do to young stars. Remember when we were all singing along to Aaron's hits in the late 90s? This precious boy had the whole world at his feet. But his tragic spiral from beloved teen idol to his shocking death left us all devastated. What haunts me most is how he struggled to find his footing after falling from the spotlight, carrying the weight of his childhood trauma right until the end. When the news broke about Aaron's death after taking it shook everyone to the core. He was found incapacitated in the bathtub with powerful in his system. But here's where things get really interesting. Aaron had been insisting for years that this whole narrative about him having severe issues was completely made up. He believed the media was twisting his story to fit someone else's agenda. Doesn't that make you wonder about the real circumstances of his death?
You have AIDS. Go die. Oh, look at this head. Oh, kill. Crack. Look at my teeth.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at my teeth.
Yeah.
Look at my face. I'm not a head. I've never touched it in my life.
Aaron was convinced he was being targeted, claiming that powerful forces in the entertainment industry were trying to silence him while painting him as unstable. And you know what? With all these shocking allegations and scandals coming out about Diddy, can we really dismiss the possibility that something more sinister was at play? It's chilling how these industry big shots seem to control every narrative, using their media influence to shape exactly how we see things. Now that all this Diddy drama is exploding, fans are looking back at what happened to artists like Aaron, talented souls who were essentially fed to the wolves by this brutal system. Even though the coroner stated that Aaron's cause of death was an accidental drowning after taking, some of his family members and die-hard fans just aren't buying it. And honestly, I don't blame them. You want to know what's really suspicious? Just weeks before his death, Aaron seemed to be turning his life around. He had put his house up for sale and shared his hopes for the future on Twitter, writing this absolutely heartbreaking message. "Selling my second home, real estate has been super good to me. Ready for a new chapter in my third home where I plan on staying to make a beautiful life for my family. This year has been super tough, but I've learned so much. Thanks for the support, everyone." I mean, does this sound like someone who was about to give up on life? A man planning a fresh start with his baby and girlfriend? The timing just doesn't add up, and Aaron's fans are absolutely right to be suspicious. And let's talk about how some of Aaron's family members, who barely gave him the time of day while he was alive, suddenly came out of the woodwork with all these emotional tributes after his death. Like, where was all this love and support when he actually needed it? It's giving very suspicious vibes. But here's what's really got people talking. Some of Aaron's closest family members are flat out rejecting the official story about his death. His ex-fiancée, Melanie Martin, told TMZ she didn't believe the official reports, expressing her doubt. And she made an excellent point. It claims death is by drowning, but also adds he was wearing a t-shirt and necklace in the bathtub, which doesn't make sense. Why would he be in a bathtub with clothes on? I am still in shock and still miss Aaron every day. I don't understand the chain of events, and this report only has us asking more questions. Even more chilling? Aaron's mother echoed Melanie's sentiments in a series of emotional Facebook posts, revealing that her 34-year-old son had been receiving death threats, something Aaron himself had mentioned while he was alive. And let's be real, we've all heard those whispers about mysterious deaths in the music industry, especially when artists start asking too many questions about their contracts or catalogs. So here we are, with all these questions about what really happened to Aaron, these disturbing allegations about Diddy's involvement with young stars like Justin Bieber and Usher, and this whole dark underbelly of the entertainment industry being exposed. With Diddy's trial coming up, you just know there are more bombshells waiting to drop. The whole world is watching, and honey, this tea is about to get even hotter. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Diddy could really be capable of all these things he's being accused of? What's your take on what really happened to Aaron Carter? And make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications, because this story is far from over and you do not want to miss what happens next. The truth always comes out eventually, and when it does, well, let's just say some of Hollywood's biggest names might not be sleeping so easy anymore. Sleeping so easy.